Hello, this is Anne Marie, and welcome to Tip Top Tuesday. Today's date is December 19th. The topic today is going to be a lot of different stuff. There's three main things. I'm going to invite some friends because I'm a little late getting on. Bum, bum, bum. And I don't know how else to do this. There's just like a list of about 4 people, so if you didn't get an invite, sorry about that. So, and a person named Wiz is here. Thank you for joining me. Oh, and Frank's here too. Hi, Frank. The topic today is I'm really excited about it, but there's like 3 parts to it. So I have some notes to keep me on. Hi, Joe, too. This is great. Anyway, first of all, I want to thank people for praying for the fires in California. It really made a difference and continues to make a difference. And I wanted to explain a little bit about how prayer and positive thought works in nature. So, hi, Molly. This is great. Anyway, so I wanted to explain how positive thoughts affect nature. You know, I asked people last week to pray for the people in the Santa Barbara area because that Thomas fire was really out of control. And well, I do work with nature. I certainly don't work alone. And what happened is that fire and wind are purifiers. Wind kind of stores up things, and fire, when we want to release things, is a natural purifier. So when before there was a lot of scaredness and heavy energy that was coming to there, I just realized I'm not in the right place for the camera. Okay, but here we go. Anyway, and so what was happening is the fire had to burn harder to get rid of some of the heavy energy. By sending a lighter vibration to the fire, it could relax and just be. One of the things that this is a time right now to really go into loving other people, but also to love ourselves. And this is the second part. The solstice is coming up. It's in a few days. So we're in the darkest part of night. And as being the darkest part of night, this gives a great opportunity for us to snuggle in and to really meditate or to get quiet. Sometimes meditate, to get quiet. And when we get quiet and just sit there, we can really feel an awful lot of our feelings and what's going on. And so, like, one of the things I realized about myself this morning is how I can compartmentalize my life. And we all struggle to be the best people we can. And maybe some of us don't struggle. I struggle. I really do. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. And what happened is that I started realizing that I did my checklist because it's almost January, and I encourage other people to do this too. What I realized was that, well, I've done a great job in being kind to myself in lots and lots of areas. There's still some areas where I have a lot of hurt and negative thoughts towards myself, and some of that was programming, but that's just an excuse. You know, it's really up to me to take that part of myself, that hurt part, and really sit there and feel it. And EFT, which if you Google EFT, you can see that that's a great way to kind of get into that and really feel some of those feelings. Of course, somebody's calling me. I think that's pretty funny. Anyway, nobody calls me at this time of day usually. So I'm a little distracted, but that's okay. getting back into it. What I'm realizing is that, and I'm going back to nature and being quiet with ourselves. When we allow nature to, the darkness of nature, for instance, to really help us go into our own inner worlds, our inner darkness, our inner heaviness, then it allows us to really be able to go into the light. And the solstice brings us into the light, the winter solstice. Part of being in the darkness is also forgiving yourself. What I decided to do was just listen quietly and to really hear my voices. And when I did, I was surprised at how mean I am on some levels. And I think all of us can relate to that. So that's the forgiveness part. Kind of when you realize, when you've gotten quiet, that you have reached a level of awareness of yourself. And self-actualization was very popular in the late 60s with Maslow's theories. But that's not really the point here. The point is that we as human beings have this excellent opportunity in winter to really go deep and to forgive ourselves and to recognize how we talk to ourselves. What that does for the earth is, when we clear that stuff, when we stop being mean to ourselves and really open our full heart, when we're full-hearted, we can then reach out to other people. We can then reach out and realize that, yes, I may have been angry or upset with somebody, but I have enough love in my heart for myself to be able to forgive somebody and be able to step back and not be part of that glue that attaches to us and makes us feel like a victim. And I'm not one that says that you should never be a victim. I think feeling like a victim is a great way to get in touch with grief. I am all for getting in touch with our heavy feeling emotions. I think it's great, and I love the fact that there's so many guys on this, because I think a lot of men have been taught to just be tough and to compartmentalize, and it takes a lot more in some ways for them to be gentle with themselves. And so but I believe that the men that are on here do that. So that's very encouraging. Now the next thing is, I wanted to talk, this is my book, The White Chick from Tacoma, but also there's a part in here about, and you can probably still get it on Amazon if you're looking for a Christmas present. Peace on Earth. Peace on Earth is something during the holidays that we often talk about. And this has definitely been one of my singular passions. So what's a peaceer? Once I was in a circle, I'm going to read a little bit of the book. Once I was in a circle gathering with a group of people. As we participated in a ceremony, I heard through clairaudience, psychic hearing of the word peaceer. A peaceer's focus, intentions, and actions are one of peace and love, the opposite of a warrior. Another participant said the word in the circle and confirmed what I had heard. I later went into the dictionary and found no such word existed. The word was peacemaker. However, peacemaker is not the embodiment of love. Rather, it is the action step of love. Peaceer is more visceral and thus more powerful of a concept. Just like warriors are trained to do battle, peaceers can be trained to do peaceful love. Since I wrote that, I have had other thoughts about that. And basically, the other thought is, we're born peaceers. Everybody loves to get around babies and move into that. And that aspect of it is because babies are non-judgmental, they're fairly straightforward, and they embody this incredible divine love. Now, right now, there is a lot going on with the universe in terms of us getting centered, and some people call it our galactic center, some people call it God, some people call it the creative force. It doesn't matter. It's a living entity of the universe. When we get in touch with that at the very top of our head, and we can even visualize ourselves going up 50 feet, connecting with our soul, and then coming back down. When we do that, it gives us a little extra edge to have a higher vibration quality of communication. So, just to go over the points, the first one is thank you, and continue to say positive prayers for the fires in California. It's working. 2, it's changing the people too. 2, to take this time as we start to go into winter solstice, to really go deep and to figure out what areas are causing you pain and how you're talking to yourself. And lastly, to remember the word peace here, that we are the embodiment of our true self souls. I think, and happy holidays, and I celebrate Christmas, so Merry Christmas to the people that celebrate Christmas, and Happy Hanukkah. And I think that's enough for this time, because Hanukkah's going on right now too. And if you like that story, there's more stories in my book. So take care, and see you next week. And next week I may be in transit, so I may not be able to do Tip Top. But I will, and if not, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay. Take care. Have a dazzle of a day. Have a dazzle of a week. And may you shower love and kindness to yourselves and others. Bye.